You eat the exact same breakfast, same portion, same ingredients. Yesterday your glucose barely moved. Today it shoots up like you ate dessert. And you start blaming carbs or fruit or your willpower. But nothing changed on the plate. The change was a signal. Stress flips a switch, and your body releases hidden glucose into your blood, even if you did not earn it with food. Then the pattern repeats at work, in traffic, in that quick meeting that turns into an hour. Your body is not being dramatic. Moving to slide 2. When your brain senses threat, digestion becomes a lower priority. Your body shifts into a mode where the first job is fuel, not comfort. That is why stress can raise glucose even if your meal is unchanged. Glucose is fast energy. It powers quick movement, sharper reaction time, and immediate problem solving. In a real emergency, that response is protective. You get a short burst of available energy, then you settle back down and your metabolism returns to normal. The problem is modern stress rarely ends cleanly. You sit still, you keep thinking, you keep getting pinged, and the body keeps acting like you might need to sprint. When threat mode runs all day, you get repeated glucose pushes without the physical outlet, and the fastest way to do that is a hormone that acts in seconds. Moving to slide 3. Adrenaline is the quick trigger. It rises fast when you argue, rush, get startled, or feel pressured. One of its main jobs is to make energy available right now. So it tells your liver to crack open glycogen, the stored form of carbohydrate you keep for emergencies. That glycogen gets converted into glucose and released into the bloodstream. Notice what that means. You can get a spike without eating anything. If you check your glucose during a tense call or right after you run to make a deadline, you may see a jump that has nothing to do with lunch. And if you eat during that window, the meal stacks on top of the adrenaline-driven release, creating a higher curve from the same food. Adrenaline is supposed to be brief. When the pressure stays, another hormone takes over to keep fuel available longer. Moving to slide 4. Cortisol is slower than adrenaline, but it sticks around. Think minutes to hours, not seconds. When cortisol rises, it keeps glucose available so you can function through a long stressor, like a packed travel day, a hard conversation you cannot escape, or a meeting that drags on. Here's what matters for your numbers. Cortisol increases liver glucose output, including making new glucose from raw materials like amino acids and glycerol. So even if you are not eating much, your bloodstream can still be fed from the inside. At the same time, cortisol can reduce insulin sensitivity in tissues, especially when it is elevated repeatedly. That means your usual amount of insulin does a weaker job moving glucose into muscle, so glucose stays higher for longer. This is why same meal, different day can look totally different on a monitor. It's also why poor sleep is gasoline on the fire. One bad night can raise baseline cortisol the next day and make you more reactive to stress, which pushes both higher peaks and longer tails. When that pattern repeats, your body starts requiring more insulin just to get the same result. Insulin meets resistance. Moving to slide 5. Insulin resistance is when your cells stop responding as well to the same insulin signal. Muscle is a major place you want glucose to go after a meal. If muscle uptake slows, glucose lingers in the blood, so the pancreas has to release more insulin to clear the same meal. That is how you get a bigger curve from identical food. Belly fat tends to worsen this response because it is metabolically active and is associated with more inflammatory signaling and higher free fatty acid flux, both of which can interfere with insulin action. The good news is you can shift this fast with the right lever. Training, especially regular resistance work and brisk walking, makes muscle more insulin sensitive because active muscle pulls in more glucose and stores more glycogen. So if your numbers are higher on stressful days, it is not just carbs. It is hormones, tissues, and a system trying to keep you alive. Moving to slide 6. Your liver breaks rules, and that is why your CGM can climb even when you did everything right. You eat, glucose goes up, insulin rises, and you expect the story to end. But under stress, your liver can keep releasing glucose anyway. It can dump stored glycogen, and it can also make new glucose, even in a fed state. Stress hormones push this, and glucagon often trends higher than you would expect after a meal. The result is that surprise rise an hour or two later, or a higher plateau that will not come down on schedule. If this happens, do not assume you miscounted carbs. First ask, what was stressing me, and did I sleep well? Your liver is not being random. It is protecting you from a threat it thinks is real. Moving to slide 7. Sleep loss acts like stress because your body treats it like a threat. One common pattern is higher morning cortisol, which signals your liver to keep glucose available. That can show up as higher fasting readings, even before you eat. Then you have the same breakfast you always have, but the spike is bigger or lasts longer. That is not because the food changed. It is because your tissues are temporarily less insulin sensitive, so the same amount of insulin moves less glucose out of the blood. There is also a behavior trap. When you are short on sleep, cravings tend to rise later in the day, especially for quick carbs and bigger portions. So you get a double hit, higher baseline plus a higher chance of overeating. 2 bad nights compounds this. You can see it as a stair-step. Day 1 is off, day 2 is worse. What to do? Treat sleep like a glucose intervention. Protect a consistent wake time. Get bright light early, keep the room cool and dark, and cut the last caffeine early enough that you can fall asleep fast. If you slept poorly, lower the carb load at breakfast, add protein and fiber, and consider a short walk after eating. You are not weak. You are sleep deprived, and your hormones are doing their job. Moving to slide 8. Caffeine can stack on top of that. It stimulates your adrenal system, and if you are already anxious, the glucose bump can be bigger. Fasted coffee often hits harder because there is no meal to soften the stress response. Timing changes your curve, and dose matters a lot. If your CGM rises before a tense meeting, check the habit of coffee plus nerves. Moving to slide 9. Stress changes your gut, and that can make your CGM look confusing. Under stress, digestion often slows. Your stomach may empty more unpredictably, so you do not always spike sooner. You can spike later. That delayed rise can trick you into blaming the wrong food or thinking the meal was fine. Bloating can mask the cause because you feel full, but glucose shows up hours later. What you do is track timing, not blame. Note when you started eating, when the stress hit, and when the rise began. If spikes are delayed, keep meals simpler on high-stress days, and avoid stacking dessert or a second carb serving late. A calm 10-minute walk after the meal can help align digestion and glucose. The point is not to be perfect. It is to stop misreading your data. Moving to slide 10. Workout stress counts too, and this one surprises people who train hard. During intervals, heavy lifting, or sprints, adrenaline rises. That tells your liver to release glucose fast so you can perform. So you might see a sharp spike during the session, even if you did not eat. After long runs or long rides, cortisol can stay elevated for a while, and glucose can run higher later that day or the next morning. Temporary is often normal. The question is whether it comes back down with recovery. Red flags are when glucose stays elevated across multiple days, resting heart rate is up, sleep quality is down, and your normal meals suddenly spike more. That pattern can mean you are under-recovering. What to do? Keep the hard days hard, but make the easy days truly easy. Add carbs around training when you need performance, but do not panic about a training spike. Prioritize post-workout protein and fluids and get a real cool down to bring stress hormones down. If morning glucose is high after big training blocks, try a deload week, earlier bedtime, and lower intensity sessions for a few days. Recovery is not laziness. It is how your baseline comes back down and how you avoid getting stuck in a stress sugar loop. Moving to slide 11. Here's how the stress sugar loop sneaks up on you. You see a higher number, and your brain turns it into a threat. You worry, you start scanning for what went wrong, and that worry itself pushes stress hormones up. Those hormones can raise glucose, even if you did not eat anything new. Then you check again, hoping for reassurance. But more checks can mean more chances to catch a spike. More data becomes more fear, and the loop becomes your habit. The trap is thinking the number is only reporting your biology, when it is also reacting to your attention. Break the loop, and the data becomes useful again. Moving to slide 12. So what should you track first if you want the CGM to actually help you? Start with sleep, both hours and how broken it was, because poor sleep can make the next day look worse no matter what you eat. Mark meeting days versus off days since mental load alone can shift your baseline. Write down coffee timing and dose, especially caffeine after late morning. Log workouts by type and time, because hard intervals and heavy lifting can bump glucose short-term, even when they are good for you long-term. Before meals, rate your mood in one word, like calm, rushed, tense, or sad. And when you add CGM notes, describe what happened, not what you assume. Moving to slide 13. Lower stress, lower spikes. Use a pre-meal downshift. 60 seconds of slow breathing, then start eating. After meals, do 10 minutes of easy walking. Set an earlier caffeine cutoff. Train hard, recover harder, and protect sleep like medicine. If your numbers keep surprising you, ask your clinician for a clear plan for highs, lows, and medication timing. Subscribe for more practical CGM coaching. Comment with the one trigger you think drives your biggest spikes. This content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Talk to your clinician before making changes to your diet, medications, or exercise. Stabilize glucose. Unlock real energy.